Hi, I'm Megan Mellon, and this is The Magazine. Today, we're at Tower Hill Botanic Garden, a living museum in Boylston, Mass. In June of 2011, the Marlboro Lions Club ran their annual Amazing Race. One of the pit stops on the race that Sunday was the Tower Hill Botanic Garden in Boylston. Racers discovered the home of the Worcester County Horticultural Society for the first time. To them, this was a pleasant surprise along the race that was also described as a secret garden they had never known about previously.
Sometimes it is considered a well-kept secret, but we certainly don't want it to be a secret. We want everybody to know about Tower Hill and to come and enjoy it.
Michael Arnhem is the Marketing and Public Relations Director at this ever-changing garden. Once visitors do find Tower Hill and walk amongst the 118 acres of land and see all of the plants and flowers in bloom, Michael says he usually hears the same reactions.
Wow, this place is amazing. It's such a tranquil, relaxing place. People really find it very meditative. But also we hear, the people who are really into gardening will say that it's a gardener's botanic garden because they feel that it's on a scale that they can take some lessons home and learn how to, what plants will thrive in their own area and maybe get some design ideas for their own gardens.
The Worcester Horticultural Society has been around since 1842, but it wasn't until 1986 that Tower Hill started to become what it is today. That's when they bought the farmland, which included this house that dates back to the early 1700s.
The farmhouse has sat where it sits for 280 years. So it sits in a very nice spot. So it became the starting point of where we began to lay out the gardens.
Through their board of trustees, horticultural staff, and members, a 50-year plan is being implemented with completion scheduled for 2040.
We're 23 years into the plan, and we're about 50% through the development. So we have another 27 years to reach our goal, but it's very methodical. And we only do things as we have the money to pay for it. We spent 2 years developing this 50-year plan, and the plan is certainly fluid, and it can themes can morph into from one idea to another. But it was so well thought out, and horticulture is such an interesting subject that there's really very little reason to divert from the plan.
That means there's always something new to see in this year-round living museum that displays plants for cultivation that appeals to both amateur and professional gardeners.
We have about 70,000 visitors a year, and of course the height of our attendance is May through August at least, but we're open year-round.
A botanic garden has both indoor and outdoor exhibits. So at Tower Hill, for instance, we have 2 large greenhouses where we have beautiful displays during the winter months.
Something else that Tower Hill offers their customers is inspiration. That is what brings Alice Lee Farah-Marspour. She is a local artist from Sudbury that works in representational art as well as abstracts.
And I became very inspired to draw one of their angel trumpet plants that was here a year ago, which is now on display at the Danforth off-the-wall show. That's what it's called.
Every day is different, I think there's a lot of diversity, and that's fun. It's different both in terms of the work that we do, but it's also different because the plants are always changing, the garden is always changing. It's a dynamic place, and we're always trying to find different ways to entertain and educate people to get them interested in the world of horticulture.
The gardens are very vast. There's 2 beautiful greenhouses that look out onto 2 wonderful gardens. There's formal gardens, informal gardens. You can go up into the woods and look out onto the vista of this area around here and to the reservoir. You can go into the woods and just be in another place. You could be New Hampshire or Vermont. You can come back in again and see the gardens. You can sit in the gardens and have lunch. There's so much to do here. It's really a wonderful place for virtually everyone. And it doesn't matter what age. It's wonderful for families, older folks, young children. I'd highly recommend it.
If you aren't very good at recognizing different plants, Tower Hill can help you. They offer classes in plant identification and landscape design.
We are an educational facility. I mean, that's our mission, is to advance the science and encourage and improve the practice of horticulture.
The Twigs Cafe can also be found on the grounds inside the Visitor Center. It is open for lunch during regular garden hours. Chef Thomas Simmons manages the kitchen.
It's always 2 soups, 2 salads, or 2 specialty salads, and then we have a regular just like house salad, and then 3 sandwiches. We change the menu every Friday.
Chef Simmons loves that Tower Hill has its own vegetable gardens, from which he can pick some of his own ingredients.
We've had some really nice heirloom tomatoes, really different wild peppers, you know, like purple peppers. I'd never worked with those before, and nice chard. It's a lot different than working at any other restaurant where it's constantly high-paced, you know, 120 degrees, and trying to get out early, but you're getting out at midnight.
New Englanders complain that the warm, blooming season is too short and the winters are too long and dormant. But thanks to the Tower Hill Botanic Garden, you can enjoy plants and gardens no matter what season it is.
Hopefully they have time to really just sort of to spend and relax and to stroll. It's a very relaxed facility, and there's an awful lot to see.
And that's going to do it for this episode of the magazine. To find out more about WMCT-TV, visit us on the web. I'm Megan Mellon. We'll see you next time.